hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
So I'm at the age of parenting where now I'm consoling Amari because she's stuck with me. You know, so Angeline is the primary parent. So like that's kind of crazy too to say that.
I know. I know that's crazy.
The primary parent, bro. But she the one that Amari see when she wake up.
Yeah.
You know, Angelino got a podcast to record, to edit. She do other stuff. I try to get her to go do like ladies' nights and stuff like that. But Amari sees her more, so she clings to her a little bit more. It's funny when like Amari gets scared and she like run under Angeline legs, like Angeline go protect her. Like, yo, if some shit really went down in this house, man, like Angeline is not the one that's gonna protect you. Trust me, it's gonna be dad, right? But so now she at a point now where she at this age where she clingy, right? So she cling to this stuffed bunny that, I mean, the good side for me there is I bought the bunny, right? But and then she clings to Angeline more than anything. Even the daycare providers, they like, hey, she act funny when you come. And it's even the same with me, right? So I'm at this point where I find myself consoling Amari when Angeline leave the room and she left with me. Like she like, yo, I'm left with this guy. And then, like, I gotta like console her, like, yo, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. You ever find yourself in that position?
Yeah, man. I was always in that position. Always. But I was, you know, to be honest with you, man, when you get into parenting, man, we just see what we see. We really don't know how to parent, man. Like, we really just like learn this shit on the fly. You know what I mean? I was just learning on the fly, man. And I was trying to do things, think I was preventing things too, man. I did some things like I didn't want the breastfeeding and stuff because I felt like the baby's going to be always on mom and that's going to be like from me. So I was like, I don't want to even do that because I want to make sure I get my time in and all this stuff. That shit still didn't work. You know?
Yeah, it don't matter.
But I also came from a age that I didn't care about crying either, though.
Yeah, me either. I don't care about it.
Hey, bring your ass on over here, man. Ella, go ahead on. I don't care about crying. You can cry right here on side of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you cry right here in my lap. So, but eventually, though, man, I think it goes away too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, especially at that age now, man, like Amari most definitely gonna be, Angeline 24/7. But trust and believe, man. And I don't know if it's a girl thing or not, man, but girls always come back to the dads, bro. We always gonna go, be there for the girls, man. And I feel like they feel the same way too, though, man. We kind of like, I know my daughter, man, I can pull her to the side. Her and her mom may have an argument. I pull her to the side and I'd be like, girl, stop. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You have like a real conversation like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't, and then I'm the same way to her though. I don't get on her as much, or I don't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that type of thing with us, man. So, everything will come back full circle, man.
Yeah, I find myself being like the disciplinarian too, like the person that, like, I'm out here do little like wild shit, like act like she gonna jump off the couch or try to jump off the couch, and I just see Angeline like, stop, don't do that, stop, don't do that, stop, and then I just be like, yo, stop, cut it out, you know what I mean? And she be like, and then she stop or whatever. Like I just find that happening, like, so like she at that age now where she just trying stuff, man, like slick, trying to be slick, man, and I'm catching it, but I find myself the one she listening to. And honestly, I really don't want to be the disciplinarian. I remember her mom, like Angeline mom, she would tell Amari, like, yeah, I'm gonna go get your dad. Like I don't want to be that dad. Yeah. I don't want to be the threat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go get your dad. No, don't get him. Like, I don't want to be that dude.
I'm most definitely that guy. I'm that guy too, man. I'm the threat, bro.
I don't want to be that dude, bro. You better stop before I get your dad. Like, yo, no, don't make me that guy, man.
And I'm coming. And hey, Damo, and I'm coming too, bro. I'm coming.
Like Stone Cold coming down the aisle, bro, like Goldberg or something.
That's right. I'm coming through, man.
It's been a while for us, man. I do want to give y'all kudos on the episode that y'all did, the detailer episode with Sean Johnson. That was a dope episode. wish I could have been there for that one. Big one. I'm sure that's one people going to revisit the same way they revisit episode 84. That's press 100 now. I always hear things about that episode. So, but I'm sure this one going to be just like that. But, it's been a minute for us. Where have we been? Might you ask, where have we been? We've been, I started my turnover. So I think even before that, I went to Great Lakes on a recruiting trip for the Ceremonial Guard. Right. So at this point, I think everybody know that my next command is the Ceremonial Guard. Right. If you listen to the episodes, or at least at this point, if you listen to the first 5 minutes of the episodes, you would know now that I'm going to Ceremonial Guard. So we went on a recruiting trip, and it was pretty cool, bro. So we left on a Friday. Friday was a travel day. And then Saturday and Sunday were the recruiting days. And then Monday was the travel day to get back home. And this was in the middle of me turning over with my relief, right? So fly out Friday, got the Great Lakes, got in my hotel. And then I actually got a ride to the hotel from our placement coordinator for the Ceremonial Guard. She came from Millington. A rare occasion, she just came to see how things are done. And they started up a new system to try to do things a little bit more efficiently, right? I guess things been kind of slipping. So we wanted to do this recruiting thing a little bit more efficiently. So what we did was I was there with the CMC, the actual CMC of the command right now, two guardsmen, the placement coordinator, me, and then whoever worked, over at Great Lakes, right, over at RTC. Whoever was on duty is like a duty RDC, somebody that's not on a push, just kind of there. And then they doing like weekend duty. 2 different people for both of the different. So the first day was like a first class, and the second day was a chief. I think the chief is the one we coordinate all this stuff with normally. And it's normally one of our chiefs that coordinate this stuff. But this was CMC's last time going, and she wanted me to go to see how this works, right? So the way it works is the division of recruits, they come through. They line up outside of this classroom, right? It's a big ass classroom. The division of recruits line up outside. And we start off by just going over the rates that can't go to Ceremonial Guard, right? So if you this rate, you can't go to Ceremonial Guard. Like Nuke, it's quite a few of them that can't go. Yeah. So after we go rates, we look at them, right? Visually for tattoos, like on the neck, things like that. If they got glasses on, can they wear contacts? And then also, of course, height, right? So you got to be above 6 feet. And this at this point is just an eyeball test. When you get into the classroom, they got like a tape, like a measuring tape. It's supposed to be at the 6 foot line. It moves up and down. People move it, I guess, around. So after we figure out who could come into class, we bring them into class, right? So we bring them into classroom, line them up on the side. It's funny being back at Great Lakes, bro. Like just in there with the recruits and. Like they don't look you in the eyes, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, did they tell you can't like look us in the eyes, man? Like, and come to find out, they can't. So, after that, after we line them up, we measure them, we kind of size them up and see how tall they are. If they 6 feet or even if they 5'11", 5'10", we still let them sit down. They could get weighed for their height. So we bring them in, measure them, sit them down. Bro. Like going with the recruits, bro, like some of the questions that they ask, like, these people they 3 weeks into boot camp. They never been in the Navy. Uh-huh. Some of the questions they asking, bro, like when we having them filling out paperwork, it's just funny, bro. So we got them all in there. It's a video they can watch, and it's talking about the Ceremonial Guard, what the Ceremonial Guard does, the history of Ceremonial Guard, stuff like that. It's a brief. CMC gave the brief. Mid-brief, the 2 guardsmen comes out. They do some marching steps, and then they also do some uniform stuff because the Ceremonial Guard uniforms are they different. The way they do the neckerchiefs is different. Like it's a lot of things that's different. So they did all that stuff, right? And then after that, they allow the recruits to ask questions to the guardsmen, which is cool because you get the answers straight from the guardsmen. And the guardsmen, they all between like 18 and 22 because they were all recruited from Great Lakes too. Because you don't even go to A school or nothing. They catch you week 1, week 2. Well, we catch them week 1, week 2, week 3 and recruit them right there. So they might have their rate, but damn, they don't even, they don't get to go to A school yet. So then after that, they break up the last part of the the PowerPoint, our training is about the different squadrons that they could join, like the different teams. So it could be like the drill team, it could be the marching platoon, it could be the firing squad, or it could be the casket bearers, right? They get to pick which one based off of what they like. I think a lot of people like drill. Drill is the one with the bayonets and the rifles. You get to throw the stuff around. But some people like firing squad too. Because firing party, we had to tell people, like, you know what firing squad means, right? So firing party, because they get to shoot the guns and stuff like that, right? So after that, we ask them, we like, hey, if you don't want to be in it, like if you heard this brief and don't want to be in the ceremonial guard, leave, right? So then whoever's left, that's who. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Quite a few. Motherfuckers got up out of there, bro. Like, went back to their divisions, did whatever it was, that they were doing. Quite a few stayed, though. I think we had, in the first day, we had 53 stay. We had about 53 stay the first day. And then that we filtered out. And then the second day, it wasn't many. It was about 16 of them and 8 stayed, something like that. And we filtered out to about like 21, right? So we got like 21 coming. And I liked it.
Nice.
Like, I liked it with the placement coordinator, like right there. I liked it with her, like right there, because we was able to just do everything in the moment. You know what I mean?
That's
so
shit.
Yeah, so it was dope. And it was cool, man. Just it's like, so after they decide they're going to, the part I didn't say is after they decide they want to stay, we have them fill out like some like entry paperwork and another set of paperwork. But the other set of paperwork is just to kind of help us when we do the interviews. Right. So we do interviews. We do all of them, man. Like, so we did like 63 interviews on the first day or something like that, 53 interviews or something. 5 minutes a piece, just asking them questions, stuff like that. Like, are you married? You got kids? And, most of them 18 and not too many. I think we ran into like one dude, he was like 6'7". I'm like, yo, you play sport? Like, what's up, bro? Like, you might get that pick, bro. You might be first ballot, bro. Because you want like taller people. And it's always happy when we get a lady too. It wasn't too many women that came, but it was a few of them who we graded like really good grades. And so it's pretty. So I think, and we grade them from like 0 to 4. So 1, 2, 4 is the best you could be, and just 0 is like if you're just not a good candidate to be at the ceremonial guard. And one of the things I'm looking for is, so one of the questions I would ask them is like, hey, amongst your friend group, would you consider yourself a leader? That's one of the questions I would ask. And the other question I would ask them was like, if you out with your friends and people start doing the wrong thing, what are you going to do? Because when we talk about that 18 to 22 age group, and you're talking about people in barracks for the first time on their own, you got to ask yourself those questions sometime, like, yo, bystander intervention, leadership, stuff like that. So that was fun. Ceremonial guard thing was fun. I came back from ceremonial guard. I went back to my command to finish my turnover with my relief, right? Our turnover went well. I showed them everything. I'm happy who my relief is. I'm happy for the command who my relief is. And he got to see a lot of stuff. Like when people turn over, they try to like only show some parts and not say certain stuff about certain things, let people figure it out themselves. He was there long enough for that not to have to happen. You know what I mean? Like he saw enough stuff. And I remember coming on here and saying that I wanted him to come a day later. He wound up coming a day later. He ain't come that early day. So I had that extra day. So I can't even use that as an excuse no more. You know what I mean? But we had a really good turnover. Honestly, man, I honestly think we'll maintain a relationship. You know what I mean? I was very happy with who my relief is. And then I went to ceremonial guard for a week, bro, and I did everything. Like I said, I had already did the recruiting trip. I did a DRB at ceremonial guard. At the DRB, the DRB at ceremonial guard, the amount of sellers that we DRB equaled the amount of sellers that I DRB at my command for the whole time, for my whole tenure, bro. You know what I mean? So I already DRB more sellers at my next command before I even checked in than I DRB the whole time. Well, equal the whole time that I was at my last command. I'm like, yo, wow. Like, y'all do DRB every week? Yes. It's like a DRB every week.
Wow.
Yeah, so we did DRB. I did a legal review. I did an all hands call. Bro, I did an all hands call there. It's so funny. So they introduced me, all hands call, bro. It was like a roaring applause, bro. You would have thought LeBron or Kobe, Tom Brady was in there. The way they was, it was all like, you know how commands do it all. So mind you, at my last command with the MAs on the Panama schedule, we could never do all hands. Like that was one of my, honestly, that was probably one of my gripes about that command was that we could never do all hands.
Yeah.
Now that Ceremonial Guard, I'm standing in front of about 200 sailors and the CMC introduced me. She like, yeah, I want to introduce y'all to the next CMC. I know y'all been seeing them walking around. And they like, yeah, like just going crazy, bro.
Bro. Was they trying to get rid of her? They did ready to get rid of her.
I don't know, because she was great, but they like, right? And they just going crazy, bro. And now she's so dope, bro. I've been watching her move. I've been watching how she moved, man. She's so connected to them and all that. But so she looked at me. She was like, I don't know what the hell they doing. She was joking around. She was playing. So, and then I said, hey, y'all, look, I haven't earned that yet, but I appreciate it. And I'm going to make sure that I work until I earn it, and I was like, I'm happy to come here and whatever. So one of my chiefs came up to me. He was like, hey, bro, look, I'm going to tell you, they play pause here at the command. And I'm like, yeah, I can't, man, I'm the CMC, man. I can't get into playing pause, though. He was like, so when you said you happy to come, they got all quiet. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm the CMC. I can't do pause, right? So for the listeners that don't understand what pause is when somebody, it's like a word game, right? Where I think Dame Dash kind of started it. It's called like AO pause. But it might have started a little bit more with like an old school lens on like homophobia, but now it just shifted into just anything sexually suggestive, right? Like men do it, women do it, all types of people do it. But if it sound like you talk about something sexual, people be like, hey, yo, or they say pause, right? So it's like a metaphor game. I'm going to give y'all an example by the pause experts, Cam and Mace. I'm going to let y'all hear what I mean. It's Cam and Mace and they talking to Damian Lillard. This is what pause is.
I noticed like in the late games, you're very confident. Where does that confident, that faith come from?
I would say it comes from just the environment I grew up in. I grew up with a lot of cousins, aggressive neighborhood where it was always competition, whether that was racing pole to pole.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Racing pole to pole.
I was trying to be cool.
I knew that was coming. My fault.
I was going to let it slide, but I was just a little bit. He knew it himself.
When I said it, I was like, oh, that he for sure going to get it now. But I mean, just the stuff like that, everything was a competition.
So that's an example of when people say pause, when you say something that could be sexually suggestive. And it don't have to be no gender specific at this point. It's just anything now. If you say something sexually suggestive, people say, pause. Man, I'm a CMC, Damon, bro. I ain't got no time for the pause game, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you right now, man, I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because I don't even know what pause is. I never heard of pause.
Oh,
until you just said that. So now I got to now I'm aware. You know what I mean? I'm aware now, so that's good, man. But it's funny.
Yeah, I was explaining this to Angeline. So, like, if I was talking about like a chief that was like, if I say like, yo, he was always on my ass, like he always rode me hard or whatever. Like, if we played the pause game, I would probably say pause there. When really I'm just talking about somebody that was always like hard on me or whatever. And even then I still would say pause. But we don't play that, man. First of all, we too old. Second of all, we in the Navy. And we don't got time for that. You know what I mean? But he said, my sellers, he's like, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you, man, they immature, man. They play pause, man. I'm like, all right, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So I did think that was funny. After that, I'll wrap it up real quick with, I did my farewell event on Friday. So I left my command. I got some good stuff from Fleet and Family, and I got some good stuff from the command, and I guess the Chiefs. We gone out September 12th or something like that, we got a little thing we gonna do. So I get some stuff from them. But I'm on leave now, man. So y'all gonna see the beard, and we gonna have a good time for a little bit. I'll be able to make more clips and stuff like that. So that's
man. That's a good deal, man. You had a good time there, man. Like, I heard a lot of the stuff that you talked about when you was there, man. So I know you was having fun there, but I know also you finna go do some great things, man. Ceremonial Guard. You looking forward to it. Hey, man, for me, I'm just checking in, man. That's kind of what I've been doing. Checked in with the CO, checked in with the XO, man. I had a good freaking conversation with them about over an hour. Had a conversation with them about leadership, about expectations, about, where I'm from, what I do, how I do things, what I'm trying to implement. If I want to implement anything, they was asking me stuff. And I had some stuff, that I want to do. I'm a sailor first guy, man, and I want to do things with sailors. So but I'm not trying to shake nothing up. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to because I know it's a maintenance driven environment, but at the same time, man, like I want to talk to the sailors, man. Like I want to be able to talk to them. So we talked about that stuff. But yeah, I met most. I ain't gonna say most of the team because there are people on leave. They just came back from a 9-month deployment. So I met some of the team. I haven't met the CMC yet. She is on leave. She comes back next week. So next week we'll start turnover, man. So I'm looking forward to that. The turnover, getting in the fight, man, and taking care of sailors, man.
Did you meet the maintenance master chief?
Met the maintenance master chief, man. Cool as a fan, man. He retiring beginning of next year.
Yeah.
Feel bad about that, you know what I mean? Because me and him talk, man, and I just already feel like we on the same page. You know what I mean? The same type of the atmosphere person. I ain't gonna say same type of person, but I feel like we would have got along great though.
You know he had to lay it out flat for you?
No, we just had a conversation, bro.
Yeah.
Like me and him.
Lay it out flat?
What he did, he started the conversation off. I know you done heard about maintenance master chief. yeah. And I said, bro, and I said back to him, yes, I have. I mean, that's kind of, yeah. So, but then that's how the conversation went from there, man. And he was like, pretty much telling me like you the CMC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He kind of laid his job out, and then he said, but you the CMC, bro. You know what I mean?
I can see one of them coming up to me like, hey, how long you been there, little bro? And most of the maintenance master chiefs been in for a hot minute, bro. But check this out. He been in the Navy he been in the Navy like 3 months longer than me though. Okay, all right. So yeah. It wouldn't have worked out like that for me. Hey, little bro, how long you been there? 18 years. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna lay this out flat. I'm gonna tell you how we do it.
Yeah, bro. He would try to little bro you, man.
Yeah, I would have had to tell him like, yo, I ain't him, dog. I ain't who you think where my man at? I ain't who you think.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of military.
Oh, shit. But yeah, man, I went to a couple of events, chief events, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it's awkward as hell, man. Right? It's awkward because it's the first time I've been somewhere where I ain't connected to the mess at all. You know what I mean? I just got here. It's approximately, bro, like 12 to 15 CMCs at these events. It's all different commands, all the squadrons there. They all together. So it's the base and all the squadrons and everybody who's there come together. And man, it's a little bit different for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to be having a pulse. I'm used to being like, know this and know that, but I don't know what's going on, bro. And it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different for me, man. So, but it's cool though. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, I'm in this weird spot where I'm on leave now. And I'm kind of in between two initiations because I got the command that I'm going to and the command that I'm at. And my plan was just not to do anything with the command I'm going to until I get there. Now we do have a chief select, but he's still in Great Lakes. So I actually met him on the Great Lakes trip too. So, and it's like the command I left, it's 40 miles away, bro. You know what I mean? Like everything. Like it was an event last week, the day that I went back for my last day. So I'm like, it's my last day. Let me get back. I was over at Ceremonial Guard all week. So I wasn't participating in anything during that week. So it was like Friday morning. I'm like, well, let me get out and go do a thing over there. And the shit started at 5:30. And I was leaving the house at 5:30. I'm like, man, I ain't about to be 40 minutes late to this. Take like 40 minutes to get, I'm like, I ain't about to be 40 minutes late to this event. So now I'm just at this, I got to figure it out, make a decision, or just make the most out of the time that I have on either side of, the coin. Because I think I'm going to get the schedule for the season, the NDW season. I think I'm going to get that schedule too. So, and I know some listeners that's in either one of those seasons. So just bear with me on both sides of the house. You know what I mean? We've been getting a request in from Chief Selects. We actually got a question coming up from a Chief Select a little bit later. And then at my job, the one I just left, it's been a lot of churn. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. But that stuff impacted the season too. With the new superintendent coming, stuff like, so that stuff impacted the season too. And then my job, we got a new CO. Shout out to her, Captain LaDonna Simpson, man. She already came and impressed me so much, and I know she's gonna do great. And then our new SEL, he gonna do great as well. John Walter, he gonna do amazing things over there. But it's also a new chief of staff. He's been there for a couple months. It's a new commandant. It's a new superintendent. It's like just the whole, leadership over there is brand new, and it's going to be a lot of changes and stuff like that. We'll get into some of those things in a second. Shout out to Tish, who can't be here because we don't know, but we try to do this. We try to do this 3 times. This the third attempt. It seemed like it's going well. One of the times we had a guest. Yesterday it was just crazy, but today it seemed like it's going pretty well, man. So. A couple things happened though while we were gone that I think we should touch on. The first, one of the things that happened more recent was the New Orleans fire, right? USS New Orleans fire. A couple things to note there. It was a 12-hour blaze, right? So 12 hours fighting a fire. This off the coast of Japan there, Okinawa. It happened around 1600 on a Wednesday, bro. And these them times that you just, man, we chilling, bro. You know what I mean? Like, luckily it wasn't like at night, but 1600 on a Wednesday, most likely it's hump day. You probably just finished whatever it was you was working on. You getting ready to either go work out, come on watch, come off watch, eat dinner. It's really chill time for the most part. You know what I mean? Outside if you working hard on something or doing some kind of duty or, some collateral or something like that. 1600 on a Wednesday, man. We almost through the week, we chilling. Damage happened on a forward part of the ship. I got a confirmation of 2 injured sailors, but also a chance that it could have been more. It was kind of hazy, but I know both of those sailors were treated on board. And that's, for me, that's that's one of them Go Navy moments for me. That part, it said Japanese Coast Guard helped. And then I saw some stuff about the USS San Diego being involved too. And some assistance. And then the galleys and the burdens are good to go. To me, that's more Go Navy. Like, yo, go ahead, y'all. This is what we supposed to do, right? Fight the ship, help our people, get us back where we need to do, right? And I like that. Like, it ain't beat us down, bro. But then it's a 12-hour firefight, bro. You was a DC man. What's your thoughts?
Man, so my first thoughts, man, like being a damage controlman, used to be a damage controlman, is where it's at. I want to know, I be wanting to know, the start, what's on fire, and then I can start thinking about what's going on, right? And how they can, what they was doing and what they was going through. But my first thing is, man, shout out to the damage control organization, man. First off, right? The whole ship, yes, but that's kind of what these damage control guys, they live for, man. We live for casualties and hopefully prevent them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want. We want to prevent them, but at the same time, things happen sometime. So with that being said, shout out to the whole ship, man. We talking about 12-hour blaze, man. Like if a fire going, we know how hot a fire can be, man, right? And you're in the forward part of the ship, you in a metal box, and you got something burning for 12 hours, man. I mean, that thing is getting hotter and hotter and hotter, man. So shouts out to them, man. I would love to know more, because for it to burn for 12 hours, man, that means it was in a difficult location, and it was going probably from compartment to compartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It had to be a lot, man, for 12 hours, because we ain't fighting a fire for 12 hours if it's in the same location. So I know some of the inside of that ship got to be kind of jacked up right now. And this is one of the biggest things we don't understand or know, or from an outside looking in, we have pipes. We have, your bulkheads and things like that. When fire gets a certain temperature, it warps bulkheads. It get to a certain temperature, it cracks pipes. You know what I mean? And all these things like that. You don't know what may be going through spaces. You can be having air that can feed fire. You can have fuel that can feed fires. I can go on and on how I think about this stuff when you talk about something burning for 12 hours, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, shout out to the electricians who isolated. I gotta find a way to slide the EMs in it. All seriousness, man, this is what we train for, and to me, we never want something to catch on fire. We never want people to get injured. But I still look at this as a good Navy story, bro. Like, we fought a fire, we still on a ship, we know what we supposed to do, man. It's not that shit won't ever catch on fire. It's how do we combat it when it does happen? And this is what we train for. And it seems as if from initial reports, they put it out. So to me, I know they got to do all the investigation and all that stuff, but the fire was put out effectively. Ship didn't burn down. It was on the coast of Okinawa anyway.
Yeah.
But still, we didn't got bad stories in the past. You know what I mean? So it ain't nothing wrong with highlighting the good one.
Hey, one more thing, Damo. Hey, one more thing. Hey, and also for everybody else out there, man, when the damage control men out there, they run these silly ass drills that we talk about sometimes. Hey, man, we never know when shit gonna hit the fan, right? We never know when it's gonna happen. You heard Damo just say 4 p.m. You at chow probably on the mess decks chilling. It don't matter, man. A fire ain't got a time on it. A casualty don't have a time on it, man. You have to always be ready. And when we run these drills, you don't think, right? You just act. That's why we run them so many times. So it's like, hey, that's what we fall back on. When we don't know what's going on, we fall back on training, right? And that's what happened on board this ship, man. They fell back on training. They got the job done. Shouts out to Japan also for helping out, and whoever else helped out.
Yeah, it'd be the carriers that don't like running drills, bro. Man, shout out to the carriers, man. Shout out to the carriers trying to get that section together up forward, man. Trying to get that section together, man. Whole lot of sailors, man. You got your own fire party. The fire party is a duty section in itself. You know what I mean? It's a whole watch team in itself. Y'all don't stand no watch. All right, let me get off of that. I don't know how your carrier was, so that's what I'm saying. Let me get off of that. MCPON announced his retirement. We know that. We talked about that, right? It's going to be September 12th. His replacement has been selected. We didn't talk about that, but definitely want to give a congratulations real quick to John Perryman, right? So Fleet Perryman, who will be the 17th. That's right. So Fleet Master Chief John Perryman will be the 17th MCPON. He was Admiral Cottle's senior enlisted leader in Fleet Forces. So it wasn't much of a surprise to a lot of CMCs that he was selected. I think the process was pretty low key this year too. I ain't hear much about it. I mean, in previous years, I never really heard about the process either. But I wasn't a CMC, so I would have thought, like, as a CMC, I would have heard a little bit about the process. But I think a lot of us kind of knew that John Perryman was going to be the guy. The day of MCPON's announcement, I was at the CMC symposium, and people was like, "Yeah, it's most likely it's going to be John. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so congrats to him, man. Congrats to him.
Yeah. And most definitely. I'm kind of the same way with you, man. I thought we probably would have knew more, but at the same time, I didn't hear a whole lot before either, man. I kind of like knew who was in the running. I feel like I didn't even know this time who was in like the running for it. It's like before though, like we kind of knew, right? We kind of, okay, this person here, this person there. We kind of know it's going to be out of these three, or it's going to be out of this. This one came out and straight up, everybody was like, oh yeah, it's going to be John. Like everybody I talked to, you know, it's going to be John. It's going to be John. I didn't even know anybody else was in the running. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure it was. I'm sure people got interviewed. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it seemed like it was more straightforward this time. We kind of knew who it was going to be.
Yeah, and it was a couple that could have been, but timing was different for them, close to retirement. I know a lot of people throw out JJ Gonzalez and, you know, but a lot of them fleets was like lining up retirement, people just getting jobs, you know, so that was kind of, and then Perryman served with Cotto, you know, in Fleet Forces. So, hey, why would you, you know, you the coach, why wouldn't you grab your all-star quarterback, bring them with you, you know, to the next job or whatever like that. So that's kind of what happened right there.
Yeah. And Damo, that's really what it is though, man, at the end of the day. I mean, a lot of people, we can say different stuff, man, but think about this, man. You made your example you just used, man. You got a GM, right? Who that GM bringing on? He bringing on something familiar, right? He gonna go find somebody he worked with right before. Like that's just how it works, man. So
yeah,
I ain't mad about it.
And the stakes too high, man, for the figure it out phase. The stakes, in my opinion, the stakes too. Now I see if you had a bad match with the dude, but if you know you got a good vibe, the stakes be too high to figure. Anywhere you go, if y'all are the top 2, top 3 triad, whatever it is, like it's gonna take a minute to sync. Y'all got different personalities. Yeah, you got a job to do. You know, you gotta give sage advice and all that, but y'all still it's still a human aspect there, right? So if they know they got that human aspect figured out, then it is what it is. You don't even got to go through that. And now you the CNO, you the MCPON is even higher stakes. We got this part down already. Let's just keep, you know, going full steam ahead. You know, that's the way I would look at it. You know what I'm saying? Even outside of them though, bro, it's been a lot of shakeups, man. Air Force General with David Allvin announced his retirement. It came abrupt, just as abrupt as, you know, people felt like the MCPON's retirement came. Vice Admiral Nancy Lacore was removed from her command of Navy Reserve. I actually worked for her, as well as Rear Admiral Jamie Sands, the commander of the SEALs. And they were both in the seats for about a year. Now, SecDef mentioned that it was going to be shakeups, or the Department of Defense mentioned it was going to be shakeups and leadership moving, and it's been going on. So I worked for Nancy Lacore, man. I was actually acting CMC under her for a little bit for the region, for Naval District Washington region, before she got the reserve job. I mean, she was, to me, I think she had like quite a few kids. I remember that. But she was dope, bro. Like she ride the bike to work, and she was like work fit, working out, really good communicator. I think she was good. She embraced the good, real, get better pretty early. She embraced a lot of that culture of excellence and a lot of those things, like she really embraced. But then on top of that stuff, I always had really good interactions with her. I think she was pretty good. I don't know what she did over there with the reserves. I remember a story coming out about when everything first happened in like January and people were getting rid of things. And I remember her like policy statements, they came out quick, like the next day or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like as soon as they was like, hey, take this down, her stuff came, right out. So she seemed like she was pretty, complicit with a lot of the new changes and the new administration and stuff like that. But I don't know the full story with her. But yeah, so she was removed. And then Admiral Davis from USNA. So another person that I pretty much worked in close proximity to, right, at the Naval Academy. She was the 65th superintendent. She was replaced by Lieutenant General Michael Borgschulte, I think is how you pronounce his name. And I didn't get to worked with him. He was they did their office changeover about the week before I left. So they did their office changeover the Friday before I left, and then that next week I was at Ceremonial Guard. But now Admiral David, she gonna get nominated for a 3rd star, and she gonna serve under the CNO. So if it gets confirmed, and it might be confirmed by now, but she's going to be Deputy Chief of Naval Operations, Plans and Strategy, and Warfighting Development. So that's like N3, N5, and N7. So hers is a little different. Like she getting a good gig. Like, hers. And I actually talked to her at the change of command for my CO when he left. And I just told her that, like, yo, she did an event before. She did a Gold Star event and she spoke, and it was a powerful speech, man. And it was It wasn't like she phoned it in, bro. It was a powerful ass speech for this event. And the parents were there. She took the time to meet all the families, everybody that showed up, talk to them and stuff like that. So I wound up rapping with her when she at the change of command for my captain who left. And she's like, yeah. She asked me where I was going. I'm like, I'm going to Ceremonial Guard. She's like, you're gonna be right around the corner. So and it was a great conversation right then and there too. So she was great, man. I liked her too.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling that story about her, man. Yeah, she's going to do great things. I'm gonna tell you why I think she probably was selected for this, man. Is because I knew she was something that was going on because of the fact that you have to go through all the lawmakers and I think the Senate and everything. Because after you go to, this is what I read up on, after you go through the superintendent thing, you're supposed to be going into retirement after that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in order to not go into retirement, you have to get a waiver.
Yeah.
Right? And I think she left maybe a little bit earlier too than normal. I think they do like 3 years where you would have left a little bit earlier to go here. She get the waiver approved. So you automatically know, like, hey, some people that are great, you gotta put them in the right places, man. I think that's what happened here, man. People knew about her, knew she was going to be good at this, and they probably got that waiver put in and get her on up there in the White House, man. I can see better things coming for her too in the future, man. I can tell.
Oh, for sure. And now we got a 3-star Marine that's going to be leading the Naval Academy, which is unprecedented, right? So shout out to him.
I think it said the first, right? First.
Yeah. So unprecedented. Shout out to him. And it might be a good time to get a Marine in there. You know what I mean? It might be a good time to get is it too early to get on my gripe about now that I'm gone, is it too early to get on my gripe about the Naval Academy? I'm not going to get on my gripe. I'm going to say this. I hope with that Marine in there that they do hold, not every midshipman, but the ones who do the wrong thing. I hope they hold them accountable. One of the biggest issues that my MAs used to have was the fact that they felt like some of these midshipmen who would do things, and they would do things like, it was one drug case, it was a theft case, it's different cases, and they felt like these people got slaps on their wrists and then they were going to be out in the fleet leading sailors. It was a lot of cases like that, and that's just not how, that's not how it's supposed to be. So hopefully that good order and discipline is upheld, man. I think the stakes are too high, bro. And they too high for junior. So like these MAs, they like 3rd classes, seamen. Like, so for them to like witness this, like, no, I know for sure that we knocked this person because they had drugs on them or whatever, and that's just an example. So I don't want nobody digging deep. The stolen bikes and shit, you know what I mean? Like, they've seen all this stuff. Like, some of that stuff is no integrity there. So hopefully with this Marine in there, some of that stuff will be paid a lot of attention to. I know they paying a lot of attention to my MAs and their standards and uniform. I know that for sure. That's already starting. So keep that same energy all around the board, please. Please, please, please. All right. We got some bad news, right? Couple of stories. And we missed this, but we ain't want to lose it, right? So active shooter on Fort Stewart in Hinesville, Georgia. And that was, man, it was a lot of churn there. A lot was happening there. That Sergeant Cornelius Radford was the shooter. Personal handgun, 5 injured, and a couple soldiers were highlighted. Sergeant Aaron Turner, Staff Sergeant Melissa Taylor. I was trying to find the other names. It's like 3 combat medics. I think altogether it was about 6 that were highlighted for that response. And a bunch of others just highlighted like the medical teams and stuff like that. But I couldn't find all the names. But hey, another case of, hey, shit's going to happen. How do we respond? We do what we do. I wouldn't call this a good news story because it was a soldier who opened fire. That ain't never, in my opinion, that's never good, man.
Yeah. It's never good, man. Yeah, I mean, the response to it was good, man, because it could have been worse, right? It could have been worse. We could have had some deaths. No one died. But at the same time, man, like, this is one of those things, man, that we always talk, man. I don't know. I know this is Fort Stewart, not, them forts, man. Fort Hoods, bro. Like, but, yeah, man, it's crazy. I wanted to see, though, was this the place? No, I don't think so. I was thinking about it was some. No, I don't think it's this one. It's the people had a couple suicides before this. Not active shooter, but some suicide. But I don't think it's somewhere. No, it's Great Lakes. Okay, I got you. Okay. But yeah, man.
Speaking on Great Lakes, but shout out to them soldiers, man. Like that's what we supposed to do. It's always unfortunate when it's one of ours that does. I'm thinking about like DC, right? Like I was talking to the ladies at Amari Daycare, and they like, oh man, the National Guard, they here, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. And I'm like, yeah, well, wasn't like a politician robbed in the middle of DC or something? They was like, yeah. I'm like, well, I don't think a politician should be getting robbed in the middle, like on their way home from work. Just like I don't think soldiers should be shot at on a military base by another soldier. Like I don't think we should be harming each other, bro. Like in that, I mean, that might be my early do better, but I'm so tired of that. And that might have been a do better for me before. But you just spoke about Great Lakes and another sad story from Great Lakes. Kayshawn Wilkerson, who was 18, died at Great Lakes. And I that was the same week I went up there. Reportedly, it was a suicide, right? And this reportedly happened at the gun range. And Great Lakes is where we have 4 other sellers who passed, and 3 of them were reported as suicides as well. And then amongst one of them, it was a chief.
Yeah. The chief was the one, I think was drinking a lot, right? They had some type of heart disease or something. Complication from chronic, and then anthelism, also known as alcohol use disorder with hyperextensive cardiovascular disease, as a contributing factor for the chief. But the other 3 was suicide. But yeah, man, it's sad, man. 18 years old, man, and I got kids that age, around that age, a little bit older, one younger, man. So it's sad, man. And then I also think about it as, man, like we send our kids off to the military, man. Then they go to the military and something like this happened, regardless of how it happened or whatever. That's what I feel at home. I'm at home. You give me a phone call and my 18-year-old son has took his life, was reported, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like devastated, bro. Like that, your whole life is like upside down, man. So my condolences to the family, man, and everybody who's around this, man, because I know it's a big deal, man.
Yeah, you're probably gonna blame the military a little bit. I had the, I don't know if to call it the pleasure, but I had a chance to experience funerals when I was working with Ceremonial Guard last week. So just being there for the funeral, man, and watching the whole entire thing happen. And, one of them was really sad. Another one was pretty run-of-the-mill, older group, just 4 people showed up. But just seeing that, like seeing how we, send off our people, man, seeing the other side of that was a really eye-opening experience. And then being able to now be a part of that command, you know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of that. And I can see why those sellers at my command would need, just some thoughtful consideration sometime, man. Some of them doing 6 funerals a day, 4 funerals a day. Stuff like casket bearers, carrying caskets, carrying urns. We had the dogs over at the command the other day. We had the dogs over there. Got a chance to pet them and stuff like that to help with the stress and stuff like that, man. Fair winds and following seas to Aviation Boatswain's Mate, Airman Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch, the fourth who was declared dead after a 45-hour search in the Timor Sea. He was on a G-dub, believed to have gone overboard during a training operation. So another one. I try my best to catch the man overboards and the sailors that we lose at sea. Another story. We don't catch them all, but we try our best to. Another story, where parents definitely, I know they broken and shaken up from a story like this, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
And again, man, our job is dangerous, bro. Like every aspect of what we do, almost every rate. It's not like just being out there on a ship.
Yeah. I say, man, I don't know, like, was it suicide? Was it not? But what I would say is, man, we got to keep our eye on these sailors, man, that's out there, right? Like you said, man, it's a whole lot of stuff that's going on out there, man. We don't know what's happening back at home. We just got to be up. We just got to be present, man, asking these questions and letting sailors know, especially on a carrier, man. It's a lot of resources on board that thing, man. A lot of resources for people to talk to. Again, I don't know all the story behind this, but
yeah, well, this one ain't being reported. It's not being reported. Nothing that got to do with suicide, though. It's being reported.
Yeah.
Accidental.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to be clear about that because I know family might be listening. Like, this ain't being reported. Got nothing to do with suicide. This is reported. Yeah, just accidental. Like he fell over the side or something like that.
Oh shit! Yeah, sad, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man. And I know you have been. I was underway in a strike group that lost some sailors at sea before too. So just even that search part is rough. Being out there for 48 hours, 72 hours, however long you're out there, that's even rough. This was a 45-hour.
That's crazy, man. We were going through. I didn't know the sailor. We had lost the sailor also, and I remember just talking to the division leadership about it, man. It was like you could tell, like it took something out of them, And I know the captain for a long time was going over to 1MC. He was like updating as much as he could, update, the command and stuff, man. But you could tell it took some of the wind out of the sails, man.
Yeah. And it got to be hard for captains because a lot of them, that's what they say. I want to bring all souls home. I want to bring people back home to their families, bring people back home to their parents, man.
Yeah.
So MCPON, he hit us with his last initiation letter. And in his initiation letter, he added get real, get better training to the initiation schedule as his introduction, mindset, skill set. So they the 3 different topics. It's funny because Bill Houlihan, he made a post a while ago. He was like, it's not called a season, it's called initiation, whatever. And I remember like in 2017, they did reinstitute the initiation name. But people just like with language, man. So when I was reading Bill post, man, I'm like, yeah, man, now I gotta change my language again. You know what I mean? Like, so I stopped saying season, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm like, man, like sometimes it'd be hard to keep up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it still be slipping out, man. Like I see everybody slipping. People could, but you know what I will say about the mess though, man, even when it slips, it seems like we correct ourselves on it. Like if it slip out, you'd be like, season, my bad. You know what I mean? We just like correct it on the spot type shit. But yeah, man.
So we've been talking get real, get better for a minute, right? Do you think that it's landed? Like I never heard it outside of so Admiral, like I said, Admiral Lacore used to have it at every executive steering committee we would have, right? We would talk get real, get better. Like at that level, COs, XOs, like heavy INCO, high side stuff. But I never saw it trickle down through the deck plates. Like, people use it sometimes in jest or in some kind of like sarcastic way. What about your experience, like the carriers or wherever it was you are? have you seen Get Real, Get Better, like matriculate like where it's supposed to? So funny, man.
Good question, Damo. Good question. I'm laughing about it, man, because so I went through the ELD thing, man, for Chiefs, because I didn't have to, but I said, you know what, I wanted to know what the Chiefs,
yeah,
what they doing when they go to these classes or whatever. So I went through. I went through it. I didn't just sit in the back nowhere. I went through it, right. Went through the whole thing, and and there's a little portion they talking about Get Real, Get Better, and they started talking about, one of the guys was talking about boot camp and what the expectations of some of the stuff they teaching in boot camp, and I was like, shit, like. I think it's a leadership, senior people not coming up. And I think as sailors come up, they know about it, right? Everybody know about it because they're teaching it in boot camp now, and the ranks probably coming up. I think it's more of the senior people that's still learning and getting more into it, right?
You talking Get Real, Get Better or Warrior Toughness? I'm just trying to...
Get Real, Get Better too. Like I think it's Get Real, Get Better. Yeah, Get Real, Get Better. But I do know they teaching leadership and it's out there. But sometimes, man, we are as leaders are setting our ways a lot longer. So it takes a little bit longer for us, I think, to buy in or to go in that direction. But I think I do think it's landing, but I think it's now coming up. Everybody is learning it now. So I think it's one of those things where, it's part of the Navy now. You know what I mean? It's like part of everything now. So
yeah, it's also formulaic, right? It's not just about embracing the red. Like it's way more elements to it. Like a lot of people be like, yeah, embrace the red. Like couldn't get this maintenance done. Get real, get better. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a little bit more than that. Like it's mad different things. You could quantify certain stuff and stuff like that. You could like a lot of people. National Guard in DC, man. It's definitely different out here. And I heard they're going to Chicago soon too. But so National Guard being in DC, I live in this area. My daughter's daycare is in DC. I went to her daycare the other day. The ladies that worked there was like, man, we thought you was one of them. I'm like, and they just chilling, man. They just walking up. And I'm like, hey, y'all, they just regular people, man. They just walking up and down the street. And, some of them doing, like, I guess one of them just got pulled over for some wild stuff with a car. So they just regular military service members who do stuff too, who got tasked to go somewhere and do something, and they doing a job that they were tasked to do. I saw that they just got approved to be able to carry firearms out there. I don't have many opinions on like why they're out there. I have some experiences with so we had some issues in the area. Like I said, a politician was robbed at gunpoint. But we also had issues in an area where like these mini riot mass gatherings of youth of DC would happen, and they would shut down roads. Like you had to get a lot of cops out there to stop it. So some of that stuff was getting out of hand when the summer first started. So I think some of this stuff is a method to attack some of that stuff that was happening. And then be damn near riots. Angeline be going to pick Amari up from daycare and hey, I can't even cut through the traffic. They got the blocks blocked off because it's a riot or something going on. And then later on, you look, it's just a bunch of kids just walking the streets, just I don't know what they were doing, but just a bunch of kids walking the street. So I definitely see pros and I see cons too. But I tell you what, right now, the streets are safe. The streets are safe, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Damo, I got my, I know it's in DC, man, but this shit is happening everywhere, bro. Man, I be seeing influencers getting killed. I'm seeing freaking, like you said, the politician at gunpoint. Man, people out here dying, man. And these, I don't know. But I will say this though, I'm gonna say one more thing about it. If you put them on the streets, give them fucking guns. You know what I mean?
You got them guns.
Don't. Yeah, you can't just put them out there with a flashlight, man. You gotta give them a weapon, man. So
especially in DC, bro.
Yeah.
DC ain't never been the greatest city when it come to crime and all that stuff, man, which I think is kind of weird. It's so small and all the politicians live and pretty much work on the outskirts, but it ain't never been the greatest city. But so we got the Guard out there, and they are fellow service members too. So, and I know they just don't, like I said in the beginning, they doing what they were told to do. They carrying out a mission. You know what I mean? So I'm just watching people like, hey, we got to be careful. The Guard is deployed out there. Like I was watching videos on like TikTok and all that. I'm like, damn. So what would happen if they told Navy, members to go out there? Like, will we be looked at like we people enemy? Like, But again, that's that public trust that we talked about before. I saw this headline and I thought it was crazy. I found out later that it wasn't really the headline. It was like a little caption, right? So it says 2-star general busted down to lieutenant colonel over inappropriate relationship. It says General Michael J. Turley will retire as a lieutenant colonel, which Major General Michael J. Turley will retire as a lieutenant colonel, which according to an Army spokesperson is the last grade in which he honorably served. Yeah, I thought that just came off kind of great. I was like, damn, they on his ass, man. But come to find out, that's how they verbalize that when they bust down those high-ranking officers in the Army. They say it's the last grade in which they honorably served, bro.
That's crazy.
Imagine getting busted to like, you're a Master Chief. Imagine getting busted to first class and somebody telling you like, hey, dog, look, that's the last grade in which you honorably serve. Everything after that was bullshit, bro.
Yeah. Bullshit. To an E1. Yep, this is it.
Bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Then the last thing coming from like, what's up?
No, I want to add to it though, but it's all about accountability, so I like it though. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody slapping on the wrist and retire here, buddy. Like you retired, but you took a hit. You know what I mean? You took a hit. But I also want to throw in there also that when you read the article, it says something that there's like a 2-year process, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So he was sitting his ass at home or in a cush ass office for 2 years getting that goddamn 2-star pay. I want to figure that out.
Running things. I'm running things. Speaking of accountability, the Afghanistan Accountability Task Force is head by Stuart Scheller, right? If you remember Stuart Scheller, Damon?
We talked about him.
Yeah, we talked about him. He was the one that was pissed off because of how the troops were pulled out of the Afghanistan. So he had an issue with at that point, the White House or that organization that was in the White House at the time. He had an issue with them. So he was a lieutenant colonel. He was charged with 6 United States Marine Corps violations, and now he was given a job. Afghanistan Accountability Task Force. So talk about a full circle moment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know that everybody likes it. I don't know that everybody likes it. But I know when we reported on him, we were indifferent about it. It was kind of like the Captain Crozier. It was a little like the Captain Crozier story where it's like, hey, is this bravery or is this pure, violation of orders or regard? It was one of those things where it's like, hey, what do you think it is? Yeah. I think he got a book deal out of it, a couple other things, but he got a job, man. He got hired. Man.
Hey. Gotta give him shouts out. Shouts out to him, man.
Well, yeah. I'm just mentioning him. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know. Like, how the Marine Corps feel about that? Who knows? I don't know. So I'm interested in how the Marine Corps feel about that.
Yeah.
Was it justice? Was it what? I got my own opinions about it. I'm gonna reserve them.
Yeah.
Not saying they good or bad, but that's why I'm reserving.
Yeah.
So we got something from a listener. Okay. It says, hello, I'm an 81. What's up, 81?
What's up?
I've been in for 6 years. I made first class fast. I just turned 24 years old. I am leading sailors who have been in for longer than I've been out of high school. It's not easy being the adult in the room, as you all know, while being years younger and less experienced than those around me. I want to do more, but my time in the Navy, being a new first class, makes it hard for me to do the jobs I need to do. I need to further my career and be a competitive sailor. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time. What you got on that one, Damon? I got some thoughts on it too.
First, I'm gonna say I am gonna speak on this a little bit, and I'm gonna put it in like at first. I'm gonna say I don't know everything. I don't know if 81 sit down and talk to the division. I don't know none of this. I'm just going off right with this little message we just read. That's all I'm going off of. To me, 81 is creating a barrier. You know what I mean? Like, we got rules and regulations in place for a first class to be a first class. Leadership is leadership, right? I don't think that because if you the LPO, that's what I'm getting at. I guess I'm getting at that. You 81, if you the LPO, you in charge. If that's the case, right? It's things in place, man. You just got to lead, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping you have talked to your chief, if you have a chief or whoever, and they have gave you, like, you got these responsibilities, right? And whatever those responsibilities are, you got to go out there and freaking make it happen. Yeah. Right. And it's things in place for that, right? You got, you don't want to leave. You got UCMJ, you got rules, you got regulations, you got all these things that you got on your side. Only thing you have to do is if they going against that, you have to do something about that. Yeah, right. You can't
that ain't 81's issue though.
Well, he's saying like, hold up. I may be reading this wrong.
His issue is his issue is like he got a couple issues, right? So his issue really though is them
being older.
Nah, it says it's hard for him to do the jobs he needs to further his career and be a competitive sailor. Like, it looks like, so it's a couple things here, right? And it might be blurry, right? Some of it might be blurry. It says, I'm leading sailors who've been in for longer than they've been out of high school, right? It's not easy being the adult in the room while being years younger and less experienced than those around them. I want to do more about my time in the Navy. Being a new first class makes it hard for me to do the jobs I need to further my career and be a competitive sailor. I feel like it's some technical expertise in there that 81 wants to have to compete with some of those first class, to be able to stand up to some of those first classes that he might be leading, or second classes that he might be leading. That's what I'm seeing. I don't see much of a. Okay. I'm not seeing 81 having issues with like holding people accountable or discipline from reading this. I think it's just more issues with leading the fray.
Okay. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying now. Yeah. Okay. For this though, to me, well, even with this, I think it's a grind now. 81. I think you got to grind, man. Yeah. Like it's more people that can eat at the table, right? You just got to find your niche, find out where you strong at, and then get better at what you're not strong at. And some of that stuff come with experience, and some of it come with time. And I think you will get there, right? And I know you're going to get there because you posted this. That let me know that you want to be better, right? You want to be the one that everybody come to. You want to be the go-to. You want to learn everything about your rate, right? So I think in order to get better at something, you have to identify that you have an issue. And I think you have identified it. And now I think you just got to go out there, and then you got to ask questions too. Like questions on what you think, like sometimes we don't even know how to get to a certain point, right? We got to ask questions from leadership sometimes to say, okay, point me in the right direction, right? Because sometimes if you don't have that, you don't know that, right? If you don't have anybody at your command that can help you with that, find out and seek that help, seek that mentorship to get better. But always try to get better too, though. You know, try not to be stagnant. Always try to find something to get better at. But yeah, I think a lot of this comes from experience. A lot of this comes from the grind of learning your job. And like you said, you made it pretty quick. So it's some stuff that you haven't seen. It's some stuff that you never done. So you got to get in the books, and you got to learn from others still. It's okay from learning from others, learning from your peers, learning from whoever that you have to learn from him.
Yeah. But, so I think self-awareness, as good as a gift it could be a curse, right? That's the first part. But then the second part of it is, I think ego is an underlying thing that we all have, and we all got to deal with it. like at some time or another in our career. A lot of people wait until it's really late to deal with it. A lot of people don't ever deal with it. And some people get it down pretty quick. I would say that I just kind of feel like I got better with ego. I'm always getting better with ego. But I feel like more recently, I've been a lot better with ego than before, like within the last 5-6 years, right? So I think like where it says like learning the job that you need to do, right? So you might have made rank. So, and to me, that's one of the issues with the Navy. Like people want to make rank fast, right? And this don't got nothing to do with you, 81. I made first class pretty fast too. I made it in like 5 years. But people want to make rank so fast, but it's that experience piece that sometimes you don't get, right? So 81 being cognizant of, yo, I need to learn more. And I was like that too, like, damn, man, I'm making rank, but I need to get some reps in and learning some of this shit because I just don't have as much experience as some other people. So you identify that. Now, the part that you got to do is like strip the ego, right? Get rid of the ego, right? And I'm not saying you have it, but get rid of the ego and go out there and put the egg in your face, or go out there and put yourself out there in positions where you might have to learn something from a seller more junior than you, or a seller that's a peer of yours. You might have to learn something from that person, and that's hard to do because sometimes people want to weaponize that stuff. And we talk about humans here. And we talk about sellers that sometimes could be petty. But sometimes people want to weaponize that stuff, do other stuff with that stuff. But hey, just get out there, put yourself out there, learn, no matter what it takes. So then the other thing that I was saying earlier, it had to do with self-conscious and being critical and thinking about things. A lot of times when you think about things, sometimes that works in with the ego. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can't think so much. You just got to go out and do stuff, man. You can't think about how things look, how people going to receive things that you do, and being so self-conscious and self-aware, because then that's when you start not wanting to go out there and look stupid, or not wanting to go out there and do this or do that, or not wanting to get in front of them first classes and them be like, and they say, well, I know this and I know that. You don't even know this. You don't even know that. Sometimes you can't worry about that shit. If you put in a position to lead, like Damon was saying, just lead. Like just lead and don't think about some of that other stuff. The other stuff going to be the other stuff. Anyway, I say like, be ignorant to some of that other stuff, ignorant, ignore it. Like, don't even think about that shit. And just go work and lead. I'm normally now still younger than most of the people in the messes that I go into. Like now, as a CMC, I'm normally now still younger. I can't let that shit get to my head. You know what I mean? I just can't, bro. Imagine if I did. You're going to be second guessing everything you say, every decision you make. Like, oh man, this man been in the game. Like we was talking about earlier with the maintenance Master Chief. Hey, young blood. I'm going to tell you how things go. If you start really thinking that, like, no, I'm here for a reason. I made first class in 6 years for a reason. So, take all of that stuff and use them and put them in your toolbox and use them as your gifts. Don't make them your disadvantages. I think it's a lot of that going on with 81, man. You here for a reason, man.
Yeah. Good question, 81. Good question.
Yeah. Here's another one. Man, my camera battery looking crazy, man. Like we recorded for the listeners. We recorded yesterday and I left my camera on all day, I guess, man. And even though it's charging, it's still looking crazy. But so this one says, I'm ISC Select. Hey, ISC Select, I already know we about to get some bullshit in this, man. Any Chief Select question during the season, I know the bullshit coming, man. Like, so it says I'm ISC Select. I'm going to leave your name out of it, man. I was selected for CPO my first time up. I'll be at 11 years in December. I saw some clips and videos on Facebook and Instagram. It's great to see your content is getting out there. Oh, thank you. Our selectee mess is struggling. I knew that was coming. And we are all trying to figure out. And for anybody like, oh yeah, this is what Chiefs do. They sit back and laugh. And hey, listen. And David, I know David got some smoke for like the clips later. I'm going to say this, like for the people that might say that, yes, we are laughing. Yes, it's funny. Yes, we've been selects before. And yes, everything I'm about to read, I've been through the same bullshit. And it's funny. So I'm laughing through the pain that you're going through that I've been through too. You know what I mean? So it says, our selectee mess is struggling. We are all trying to figure out what we need to do. As PO1s, we all had something the board saw that would make us worthy of the journey of becoming the CPO. But none of us thought it would be like this. I had asked my sponsor, what makes the mess run so effectively? And how does the mess always get things done? Sometimes it ain't as great looking, sometimes it's ugly.
Yeah.
He told me that when I and our group figure that out, season will be easy.
Sponsor, let's go.
He said, I'm not looking for a spoon here. Instead, yes, you are, man. Instead, I was wondering if I could get some direct words of wisdom. You trying to powder us up. I'm more than happy to share updates on our season going forward. I already know how your season gonna go, man. But as you know, our free time is limited. He put laughing out loud. We want to all have fun and enjoy this process, but it's difficult when we are kicked out at the knees, morally and spiritually. Come on, man. Don't turn it spiritual, because you're gonna make us have to get serious. At every turn. In the long shot, you receive this email and have time to read and process, knowing you and your guests all of being task saturated and busy. I would love to get a charge from you and sit down with you, sit down with my fellow selects and share it. Cheers. All right, let's call this a digital charge. I was about to say his name. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're just a chief select. You're just a chief select, right? Continue to be you. Whoever you was before you got there, continue to be that person. Continue doing great. That's all I'm giving you. That's all you got. You're not getting that from us during the season, man. But good luck, congrats, and remember that first year, man, it's tough. Be humble. Don't have that ego. Be humble and just learn from the experience. And while you're learning from the experience, enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's designed for you to learn from, and it's designed for you to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm with you, Damo. You're not getting nothing from me, but I will say this too, man. At this time, right now, in your Navy career, being a selectee, every selectee is struggling right now. Mm-hmm. So you're not alone. Every select that was selected, however many it was this year, is struggling right now. So it's okay. And like Damo said, enjoy it, learn from it, and keep getting better. That's all I can tell you. Now, if you want to hit us back up after the season, we can really talk about it. Let's do that too.
Yeah, we love y'all, Chief Selects, but don't be sending us questions during the season, man. We don't be sending us no questions. We love y'all. Now, something go crazy and like real crazy, like they put somebody nose and poop or something before. That's a real story, right? Not a joke, right? Hit us up.
Yeah.
I'm going to find who to see, and we're going to figure that out. Yeah. We're going to figure that out. But, stuff like this, it sounds like you're going through a Chief season, man.
That's it.
It sounds like you got a good mess putting you through the right stuff. It's reenlistment. No, that's one that came from. Look, man, I had a chief select, right? He told us I was talking to them about something they had messed up. They had messed something up, and I was talking to them. He was like, "Yeah, I feel bad because you've been through the same thing I've been through." I'm like, I ain't go through what you've been through. if this conversation was being had when I went through, like. They'd have been yelling at me. It would have felt violent. I'm like, I'm right now, man. You just having a conversation, bro. This ain't what I went through, dog. Like, I felt humiliated. They're like almost every, but it was initiation. It was. I don't want to get too deep into that. It was great. And to the mess who put me through, I really appreciated them. And they all showed up. They were all there. Damn near every event, unless they was on leave or something else happened. What's this reenlistment stuff, Damon?
Yeah, man. I was just thinking about that reenlistment thing, man. Does it still have the same, value that it used to have, man? I remember when reenlistment, man, people used to call their parents from miles and miles away to make it to their reenlistment. They used to, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Now, my question was like, is it still a big deal, or is you just sign the paperwork and keep it moving, man? That's how I feel about when I see reenlistments now, man. I be feeling like, I have seen reenlistments now where they just come to the fucking office, bro. And I'm like, what we doing? Oh, we reenlist. I'm like, what? We're not doing this at the spot nowhere. We're not doing this at here. We're not doing like it was a big deal. So that's my question to you, man. Do it still have the same meaning, man? Or is this a paperwork trail now?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like two questions, right? I think it has the same meaning. You putting yourself in for another couple of years, you might get a bonus, but depending on what the seller rate is, stuff like that, right? I've had a few reenlistment paperworks come through my desk. At the first couple were like, hey, we doing it in here. Eventually I started like, hey man, like, yo, come on, give us some time off. Give your shipmates some time off. Take up the Dave and Buster's, like do something somewhere else, right? The last few was dope. Like somebody dived off diving board. Somebody did at the Naval Academy, the diving board there at the pool, the June pool. Somebody did the baseball field at the Naval Academy. Like fortunately, we at the Naval Academy, so you ain't got to go too far to have a cool place. So somebody did the baseball field. His dad came through. That was cool. So I've seen it go either way. I think reenlistment is still what it is. It just depends on the people. I think one of the things that affect a lot of things is leadership and the decisions we make and how we do things. So sometimes when I see a lot of leadership saying like, yo, just give me the award or just give me the reenlistment and the officer, that impacts our sellers. So whether we know it or not, sometimes we dictate what cool is. So, and if it's uncool to like go all out for something, then most people not. But I've seen it both ways though. I've seen it very high over the top, and I've seen it like just in the office. And I've been both ways. Like me myself, like I'm a just doing an office type of person. Like that's just who I am. That's my personality. But I've also done it the bigger way. All right, let's just do like this because it's like, hey, this is a command thing. Like let's have some fun. Let's do some stuff. Every now and then. So I haven't seen it, Damon. I'm in the middle, basically.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm tracking. And to be honest with you, with me, man, I've been doing a lot of extensions too, though. I mean,
same for me. I can't even remember the last time I reenlisted, bro.
Yeah,
extending for orders, extending like it's been like since 2021 or something. I can't remember that. Like, it's been 2023. No. I forgot. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Question for you: advice for a seller clashing with a peer, right? So that could be E4 to E4 or E4 to E4 and junior, E5, E5, E6, E6, or Chief. What advice do you have for a seller that's getting into it with a peer?
Man, you know what, man? My peers, we get into it all the time, man. It depends on the situation. My advice for you is like the aftermath. You know what I mean? You always going to have a little argument here, a little argument there, going against the grain with each other, maybe clashing a little bit. That's okay. That's normal, right? My thing is how it's going to affect the job afterwards, right? Are you guys not going to talk for each other for 2 weeks? Are you guys going to say, okay, shake hands at the end and say, okay, we came to a conclusion and this is what it is now and everything is great, right? That's the kind of working relationship you want. But now when you get into like want to put hands on somebody or you get into not talking for 2-3 weeks, now you're letting the team down. Right. Yeah. So my advice to get to a conclusion, get to somewhere where at a happy medium, at everybody shaking hands at the end of the day and say, okay, this is what we came up with. If you're not doing that, now you hurt the team.
You're not a leader. If you're not a leader, we don't want you here, brother. Matter of fact, you're not even a brother. You can keep moving.
Not even a brother.
Yeah, I agree, man. Work it out. Fight. And I don't mean fisticuffs and nothing like that. Fight though, but figure it out, work it out. We're going to clash every now and then. When we both cater to our programs and my program clash with your program for something like it might be something we disagree about, but let's figure it out. None of that shutting down and, all that stuff. Like, let's figure it out, man.
Yeah.
So I was at Fleet and Family the other day, right? And I was at TAP class. And not at TAP, I was talking to Fleet and Family what during my turnover process. And like the people in TAP was walking past. And I just feel like because the people in TAP class be in their civilian clothes, man, they chat like they don't know nobody, dog. Like you a lieutenant, bro. Like you a E5. Like I just saw you, on base last week, bro. Like they be just walking past all studious, like yo, motherfucker, like yo, we still in the military, bro. Like don't do me like that, man. People in TAP, why y'all be? hey, why y'all be acting brand new and tap, man? Like, why y'all acting brand new and DOD tap, man? You know, resume writing, man. Like, you see me, dog. You can say what's up still.
We just want to know. You know what I mean? We just want to know, man. You know, and you might change your mind. You know, taps is just one of those things. You might say, you know what, man? You know, I'm gonna go ahead and do another 3. You know what I mean?
Like they got nothing to do with the military, like nothing at all with the Navy. Like you just gonna beeline past everybody in uniform, man. Hey, have you ever taken your blouse off to drive home?
No.
Do you wear your uniform to drive? You ever wore your uniform to drive home?
Yeah. I just never thought about it like that, man. I tell you, I've seen it before though. I have seen people get to their car, take off their blouse, and then get in the driver and get in the car. I never knew like why. I never like thought about it. I was like, okay, they're in their vehicle, so I'm not tripping on it. But at the same time, I never knew like why. But I don't know, man. I had to look more into that, man. I have seen people do it though, no doubt.
Yeah. The other day I did it, right? The other day I was like, man, let me take my blouse off, man. It was hot as hell outside. But I kept thinking like, yo, I'm going to be caught up in some picture. Some shit my LPO says, some shit. Like just getting out, at least the second I get out the car. You know what I mean? Like if I go grab the mail out my mailbox or something, they look at this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, but I did do it like, and I don't do it that much either. I really don't violate uniform policy too much, bro. Like it's very seldom do you catch me violating. I'm gonna be honest. Like if I'm at a restaurant at lunch by myself or something, I might throw an AirPod in or something like that. Listen to something. If I'm sitting down, I try to sit in the corner too. So people won't. Like I'm so serious about this shit. Like I try to sit in the corner so people won't see it in my ear. You know, but I'm like sitting down eating at a restaurant or something with an AirPod in or something. I mean, if somebody walk up, I'm definitely taking it out. But I mean, I'm not walking around the work site with it or nothing like our own base or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I try my best just not to do it. But I did the other day. I took the blouse off, bro.
Yeah, and be honest with you, I'm kind of the same way, man. Like if I'm breaking any type of uniform rule or whatever, man. First off, I would like for a sailor to call me out on it, and then second off, I'm probably doing it not knowing. You know what I mean? Like not knowing I'm breaking. Yeah. I'm not doing it on purpose. Like I'm gonna purposely do this. That's never been me. Like I've never been doing anything on purpose. So.
Yeah, and I think I took the shit off because I was planning to eat in the car or something. I'm like, yo, this might drip down. You don't know what's going on. Might drip on the shirt or something like that. Because eating in the car is the new revolution. Yeah, like everybody eat in the car, bro. Like some people go through the drive-through and park the car at the restaurant and eat in the car, bro. like, you know what I'm saying? I want to shout out all the young sellers in these damn race cars, man. But damn, y'all. So my new command, bro, it's E2s. I just said we snatching and selling straight out of boot camp, bro. E1, E2, E3. You know, at the most, for the most part, E3 at the most, they might be making petty officer on their way out the command, bro. And they driving, they driving Challengers, Camaros, Mustangs. They going I'm like, damn, where this money come? But some of them got them bonuses, bro.
Bonuses, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I was just about to tell you, it's them damn bonuses, boy. Some of them cats was came in at that time where they was giving at one point, I think he was giving 50, 75 or whatever they was doing to get people in the Navy, man. Some people came up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On them bonuses, man.
Yeah, I think that's like Navy culture, bro. Like fast cars are trucks. You know what I mean? Like
big trucks.
Yeah, people love they big trucks and they damn fast cars. And I'm coming in there with a damn Chevy Malibu, man, a 2015 Malibu, bro. And I'm like, man, this E2's driving better than we got one of these dudes got a BMW, like a crazy joint. So I'm like, man, I gotta step it up. So I'm getting a new car mid next year. I gotta step it up. So I gotta catch up with these E2s, bro.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting me something too, bro. I'm riding. I got this X3, man. But I only got this X3 because I had this I feel like it was a badass Tahoe, man. It had all the bells and whistles, but I was driving an hour or something every day, man. That thing was draining, boy. Like that gas price was killing me, so I got rid of it. But I'm gonna step my game up soon too.
The only cool car I had was the SS Camaro. That's the only cool car that I had, man.
So yeah, well, I had a couple questions, but I wanted to ask about the initiation season and like what was your like. I kind of got into I wanted to talk about the moments, man, but I kind of thinking now, man, we may have to wait until it's over though. Like wait till the season over to talk about. I want to talk about some good moments, man, like that you got from your season and things like that. So I think we're gonna shift. Let's put that on the shift to after the season over with, man. So we can kind of talk about it a little bit.
All right. Well, Tish did share something about season. It's from a first class who didn't make chief again, and they just venting, and it's from Reddit. And this is what it says. It's pretty long. It says, first off, congrats to everyone who was selected for chief today. I'm always proud to see my peers succeed and grow. I don't think I can emphasize this portion enough, and really, congrats. That said, I just need to vent. I don't mean for this to read like a doom post or sound like I hate the Navy or the world. I don't. But I do need a place to put these thoughts. Feedback is welcome. I'm a 13-year first class, up for chief for the third time now. I know 3 looks isn't a lot in the grand scheme, but it's been 3 times board eligible and 3 times not selected. My last 5 evals, P, MP, transfer EP, NOB, MP. I know the EP wasn't in the ranked summary group, but still a solid eval record. I've got every qual the rate requires, plus some above my pay grade. I've done the jobs. I've been an LPO. I'm currently a divisional LPO. I've held at least 1 command collateral duty throughout my time as an FCPO, and I've stayed involved in the FCPO. I've checked the boxes. I've tried to be the kind of seller I want to follow. Just from the evals, I'm going to say from me sitting on the board, which I'm finding out a lot of people got issues with the board, whatever. But just from me sitting on a board, a PMP and a transfer EP with an NOB and an MP is not going to show, and I would have to see the evals, but it's an argument against sustained superior performance. The way a board will look at it, so a board will look at it. So PMP EP is good. You kept up a really good trajectory. Then you went to NOB and you went to MP. So let me correct myself. Not necessarily sustained superior performance, but a board might say, hey, let's wait until we see the next eval as an EP, and maybe 1 more EP or something like that. That's based off of my experience on what I think of like a board will look at. All right. So back to the thing. It says, so why? How am I supposed to come in tomorrow, smile, grit my teeth, and get back to it when it feels like none of it mattered? How do I look my sellers in the face and tell them that hard work will pay off when mine hasn't? I sold the cookies. I flipped the hot dogs. I gave up time with my family. I crammed for college courses off duty. I played the game. And all I get is next year is your year. Keep your head up. Fuck that. The first year I missed it, I got hungry. I came back stronger. The second year I doubled down. I did everything I could to be a sure shot. Now the passion is gone. The fire I have for the Navy is out. And I don't know what's next. I honestly don't. That's all. Very respectfully, sad. It said too long, didn't read. I didn't make CPO again. I've worked hard for years. It still wasn't enough. It sucks and I'm burnt out. P.S. Flame me all you want. Just don't tell me trust the process. I'm not going to flame you or tell you to trust the process. But I'm going to talk about this for a second from a different perspective. And I'm going to say that the one sentence, it was one paragraph this paragraph where it says, the passion is gone. The fire I have for the Navy is out. And I don't know what's next. I honestly don't. I just wish this wasn't a paragraph in this whole thing. The passion is gone. The fire I have for the Navy is out. And I don't know what's next. I honestly don't. I was a young first class who, made chief. But I also didn't make chief 1 year. And what I did was I stopped worrying about hitting the wickets. I stopped worrying about flipping the hot dogs or selling the cookies or cramming the college courses. And I said, yo, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just say fuck all that shit and I'm going to just pay attention to myself. I made it my second time up. So I ain't have too many times, but it was like, yo, let me just take care of my people, right? And I think, and this don't got nothing to do with the seller who posted this. I think we give way too much credence to those damn wickets, man. Wickets, bro. Like how wicked are these wickets, man? And I because at the end of the day, right? And people could be mad at me for this. This is my opinion. And I'm going to admit that some of it is skewed because I'm no longer trying to make chief, right? So some of it's skewed. I know how I felt when I was trying to make it, and I wish I didn't. So I'm trying to speak to some people from a different perspective, right? I know how it feels though. I've been there. But I wish we looked at it as not like that's the destination, bro. Like, and we just looked at it like the journey is really what we should be embracing, bro. Like taking care of our people, getting our people where they need to be, doing what we need to do and stuff like that. I hate that people get so heartbroken over, like some people get heartbroken year one. You know, like, yo, I ain't make Chief, boom, like, boom. It's like, man, yo, I remember when I ain't make Senior Chief. I remember I ain't make Senior Chief the first year up. And one of my junior sellers was like trying to clown me because somebody else did. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yo, dude, it's so many reasons that like I wouldn't have made Senior Chief. It does not mean that person was a better chief than me, though. Like, it just mean that it was like a lot of different reasons. The raid, like, yo, just do. And me and you had this conversation off mic a million times about different things. Yo, just do the best that you could do, man. Take care of your people. Do all the things that you like that make you feel like you got a reward. And again, I'm not talking to this person, but making chief to me is a promotion. Like, you know, and there's other things associated with that because you join the chief's mess and all that stuff. But it's not the reward for your hard work. It is not. In my opinion, it's not. You know, I think the reward for your hard work comes with the success of your junior sellers. Yeah. You know, I just hate when people feel, and I probably got more for this after you say whatever you got, but it burns me up when people feel so messed up and they feel like it's something that got to do with them, like they not good enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a weird ass feeling like, yo, I'm not good enough. I didn't get selected this year. You are good enough. You know, and I don't even know if I'm saying what I want to say right, bro. But
yeah,
you know, it just bothers me a little bit.
This whole thing bothers me too, man. Like, I want to say more too, Damo, and I want to be a jackass about it, but I'm not, right? But I will say this. Ain't nobody ever going to kill my fire and kill my passion. That's me. That's internal. Ain't nobody teaching me this. Ain't nobody doing this. I'm always going to show up every freaking time, right? That's my take on it. I ain't going to let the Navy, I'm not going to let nobody else kill my fire and kill what I got going on. And that's about that's about the paragraph that you talked about earlier. I wanted to just say that. From a sailor standpoint, I'm going to just give you an example of a sailor that I had that was kind of upset. But when he got through talking to me, he was like, you know, he ended it with, you know, my time is coming. And that's kind of how I like it every time. Like, you know what I mean? My time is coming. Yeah. That's kind of how I think you should think about it. But this sailor in particular, man, he had 3 EPs and he was Sailor of the Year and he was kicking ass and he didn't pick up. The reason why I think he didn't pick up, if I never said a board, but I'm going to tell you the reason why I think he didn't pick up is because of the numbers, right? They didn't make a lot that year, which is, you know, part of it, right? But I think he understood that too, though. That's why he's in the mess right now, because he understood that. He didn't just was angering out. He vented like everybody do. I have vented. You know what I mean? Yeah. For about 24 hours, right? But I got right on the horse and I got right back going. But that's just my mindset. Didn't nobody have to tell me, hey, you're going to get him next year. You're going to do this. No, nobody had to tell me that, right? I just got up and got better and tried my best to get better the next time. That was my whole mindset. And I'm here to tell you, my mindset was kick ass at my command, right? Yeah. If you do the things at your command and you kick ass there, people going to see you at a board, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Eventually your time is going to come. Keep doing the right thing. Keep pushing hard. People will see you, man. And I don't want to get into this guy's evals, but trust me, man, like, yeah, I don't want to be that jackass and say, oh, a PMP. There's people out there got 3 straight EPs. There's people out there with Sailor of the Year. There's people out there that got a whole lot of stuff, man, and they didn't pick up it. But it was because of something, though, man. It was because of, you know, numbers, and it was because of what the board looking for. It was because of, you know, whatever the case may be. So I don't know. But yeah, don't let it kill your fire, though, man. Like, keep sailors out there need you, man. So don't let it kill your fire.
Yeah, and I'm a, not to be like faith-based or whatever, but I don't know that this the attitude, and again, not even specifically speaking of this, but maybe you weren't ready. I know that's a hard thing to say, but the year that I didn't make it, I know I wasn't ready. If I would have made Chief first time up, bro, man, they can't tell me nothing. Like, what they gonna say to me, bro? If I'd have made Chief first time up, I made everything first time up except second. If I'd have made Chief first time up, bro, I'd have been like, yo, I'm the man, bro. Like, I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't humble enough. My head wasn't there enough, and sometimes we got to ask ourselves that, like, maybe it's like, what do we need to improve about ourselves before we take this ego-stripping ass job? Because it's an ego-stripping job, right? It's an ego-stripping job in itself that, like, you automatically got people that's against just the selection process of it, right? Like, so then after people was against just the selection process of it, the mere chief existence of it, if people we've seen it, like where people say, yo, any chief in the world is a horrible person. Like, what I mean? Like you gotta strip your ego to work at this, and then that's from each side of the chain of command, from above and below, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot that come with that, man. And it's a different story from people that don't make it that I like to see. And I think what your guy said is, yo, I'm gonna be there. It wasn't my time or whatever. That's more of what I think is the spirit, bro. And I'm not saying to embrace like failure, because it's not getting picked up. It's not failing, bro. It's like, it's so strategic. And I know people, and we had to talk about like the feedback from the board. And that shit is it's so much of a sliding scale. It's going to be different people on the board the next year. Like, it's so much of a sliding scale, man. Yeah. But yo, like Damon ended it, to the person who wrote that post, don't give up on your people, because your people need your leadership, no matter what rank it is.
100.
Yeah.
100, man. It's time for leaders to step up for these non-selects, man.
What that mean?
Well, to me, man, I had this conversation I talked about, man. I was like, hey, when the results come out, man, like, let's put that, when I say step up for them, man, let's put that time to the side for the non-selects, man, and have a conversation with them. Because I want to make sure they're in the right mind, they're in the right space, you know what I mean, to want to vent or want to talk about things. Because sometimes people, their mindset is like, their mindset get damaged a little bit when they don't pick up, man. Right. Yeah. So, in the conversation, I say step up, it don't necessarily mean coming there with a PowerPoint on why. It's coming there to listen. Right. Yeah. To give some type of, leadership to them, to let them know, hey, keep going, man. Like, it ain't the end of the world. This ain't a failure. Like you said earlier, it's not a failure, right? In your time, just keep pushing and keep doing the things you need to do, and your name will be called. I really do think, Damo, that has to be said, though. Right. Yeah. I think we have to bring them in that room, and we have to talk to them. And I think that's what leaders do, man. You're going to congratulate everybody who made it. Then you go in there, you talk to people who didn't make it. I think we have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. To the people that didn't make it, like, can y'all let us know how y'all want that? Like, what do you want out of that conversation? And I know it ain't only just about what you want, because leadership is a little harder than giving people exactly what they want. But what do you want in that conversation? I'm interested in that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that. It like we talked about it before, like when the results come out and all, like you just roll out, you real happy for your select, but you got the non-select in your division, holding it down, doing the work, and you like getting up out of there, going to the mess real quick. It's like, yo, you gotta double back, man. So yeah, you're right about that.
So we already know, man, the numbers were low across the board, man. Like this year for 4 selects. Even here, man, they say normally they put up 100 and some blah, blah, man. It was like freaking, I think 50 something made it here, bro. And they say normally they be above 100. So I know it was a little bit low across the board this year. I don't know if that has anything to do with the SIM, senior listed marketplace, anything like that. But yeah, that's what I heard, man. It was low numbers this year. But another thing I noticed too, man, I wanted to talk about real quick on the carriers. And it's just me just looking at people posting. Bro, I ain't seen hardly no engineers on none of them lists I seen, bro. Like, everybody was posting like all they freaking the selects that made it. Bro, I was like, what the damn engineers at? Like, I almost thought they like left the engineers off or some shit, bro. I didn't know what was going on, bro. I was like, I know I'm always looking for the damage controlman, which I don't know none of them now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was looking, I always be looking at the list and see, man, you see a lot of engineers on them lists, man.
Shout out to the snipes.
So, hey, doing your time, man, have it been like doing your time in the mess? Have it been like a historical change? Like something that we don't do no more or anything like that?
You talk about like for the Chief season?
Yeah, for the Chief season. Has anything been like a historical change you had?
The fundraiser. I was the last season that did fundraising. So we did fundraisers. And I mean, and like versus my season, when I watch what's going on, like the fundraisers was a whole, probably a third or more of the season was like, we got to get this money. That was a lot. It was some pros there because you get to meet retired people at some of your fundraising events. You get to do stuff like, go to Chiefs houses and do stuff and nothing crazy, y'all. I'm just not saying what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you do stuff. We go to Chiefs house and do stuff. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
No pauses there.
Yeah.
I noticed like in the late games, you're very confident. Where is that?
No pauses there, right? Just do stuff like jobs, odd jobs. Again, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But you go to these flea markets and these garage sales, and you see a bunch. Like, so I thought that was cool. And then it was parts about it I didn't. It was a lot of pressure to make money, a whole lot of pressure to make money. And it took away from some things we could have been learning or something we could have been doing. So for me, I know you got one that I agree with too, but for me, that was the major change.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, back to the fundraising piece, man, it's some pros and cons to it, man. I think you're right. The pressure of the money was the biggest thing. But I felt that coming. Like when I'm picked up, of course, it was all about the money, it was all about this. But then I felt every year after that, I knew a change was coming with fundraising because people started talking about it. More people started talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And eventually, they came by and said, you know what? This not happening no more. That's over with, blah, blah, blah. But the pros to it, man, going into houses and doing things like that, man, some of that stuff was pretty fun. You know what I mean? Yep. Like going over there, that camaraderie and all that type of stuff, some of that stuff was fun too. So I could see it though. But for me, it was, bro, when I think I was one of the last years to do it, man, but time was not a thing. Sleep was not a thing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I remember we was at somebody's house for like 3, 4 in the morning and then going to PT probably at 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
This was a norm, bro. This was a norm, right? And I'm going to tell you how crazy it was, man, for me. And I'm going to give you like real quick. And all this stuff we was doing because we was trying to win too, though. I don't want to get it out of there. We was trying to like put our best foot forward. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it wasn't no one say, no, hey, you guys need to get this sleep. No, that wasn't happening, right? It was like, no, just come. The next day is the next day. So, so I was put on hold when I made it. Everybody know that story. I talked about it before on the pod. I was put on hold. So my first couple of days, the CMC was trying to figure out, hey, was he going to let me go through the season or not? So eventually they say, yeah, we're going to let him go through, you know, and if they don't, he don't, whatever, when it comes back. So, bro, I remember getting called, bro, at, when I put the time thing on it, I got called at like 11 o'clock at night telling me to come to somebody's house to join the team so we can get all get on the same page, bro. So we all get on the page. And guess what?
Yeah,
I rolled over and told Ella it just started. You know what I mean? I get up out my bed and I go meet the team, bro.
Yeah, that's great. Some selects still not operating with time limits, but like you said, now Chiefs would be like, yo, like, what are y'all doing? Like, why are you sleeping at the job?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no shit. We on shore duty. Why are you sleeping at the job?
So where was you at, man, when you got the call, man, for the season?
Bro, so that's just not like, something Angeline was talking to me about before about something like taking a picture. Oh, it was at like my going away thing. She said, let's take a picture. I'm like, yo, it ain't like,
remember
that's
that
not
shit,
my thing. Like, yeah, like taking.
Yeah.
So I don't really like. No, I think I was TAD at a command that wasn't. It's not like it was a part of. Like, it's not like I was a part of that command. Like, I already knew the chiefs and all that shit. I was like 2 days TAD to a new command, and they called us into a room, you know, and they told us. So it wasn't really like nothing that I was connected to emotionally because I ain't know none of them. Like, I didn't know anybody. I was TAD. I had just got there. I knew one of the chiefs in the mess because we were on the same ship together before. So it wasn't nothing I was attached to. It wasn't a phone call. It was just the chiefs that called me into the mess. Some of them I love now to this day, but when it first happened, I didn't know.
Yeah, mine was a little bit different because, like I said, I had went to Captain Mast a couple of years before that, so I wasn't looking to make it, right? But I was on the ship. I was on the Nimitz. Mine was a little bit crazy because they kept telling me to check my profile and check all this stuff. And I was like, bro, the captain didn't call my name out, bro. They called the names of the 1MC already. He didn't call my name. So why am I, going to look at this stuff? And then I looked at it and found out I was on hold and stuff like that. So, and the whole team was around. It was a big deal because, man, I just felt like, and I don't know this for a fact, bro. I just felt like people knew that I made it. Bro, it was so many people in the office telling me to check my profile sheet, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like they knew something that I didn't know. Like, why are you guys all in here making sure I check this? I don't know. But it was kind of, that's the only crazy thing about it. Of course, then I hit up Ella, told her, yeah, I'm on hold. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. And then I'm talking about this story now, but this is something I had in the notes, man, I wanted to talk about before the season started. So we just didn't get a chance to get to it. So
yeah, and I like, even with the first phone call, I don't even remember. It could have been my mom. It could have been my wife, who at that time wasn't my wife. I don't know. I know the person that would have connected with it the most would have been my aunt because she was in the Navy. But somewhere between my mom, wife, dad, not, I don't even know, bro. It just wasn't. It wasn't one of those for me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, being TAD and all that.
And then I had this question about strength, man. Like, what do you think one of the biggest strengths you need? And I know it's probably several, but what are one of the biggest strengths you need to be successful in the Navy?
Yeah, you gotta tell me yours, man. Where'd that question come from, bro?
Bro, I don't know, man. I just be thinking about shit sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? I just be thinking about shit, man.
You gotta give me yours.
And I guess I brought it up, man, because I feel like you need. Mine is I guess patience, man. You know what I mean? And I think it's patience because bro, because you know why it's patience?
Bro, for real, patience is mine, and it's in our notes. I put it in our notes, man. That patience was mine, bro. Like, it's yours too. Patience is yours too, bro.
Is that your question or my question?
That's your question, but I put patience as my quality. That's your joy too. If it is, it is. But I mean, that's your quality, bro. It's definitely your question.
But you go first, bro.
It's patience. I mean, you said it already. It's patience. Like, understanding that everyone ain't gonna think and act like you, man. Like, I think from the most junior, understanding that your leadership ain't gonna think and act like you. To as you start to climb rank, understanding that your junior sellers ain't gonna think and act like you. And as you do with your peers, understanding that these people not gonna think and act like you. So you gotta be patient. You can't be impatient.
Yeah.
So that's mine. And we share.
Okay.
I guess we share the quality. You know what I mean? So we, patience is both of ours. So what's your take on?
No. I'm gonna change this up though. We can't have this. We can't have the same shit.
All right. So you're gonna just grab a different one.
Yeah. I got them in my log. For me, man, I think a big quality you got to have, man. I think a strength you got to have is I'm gonna throw out effort, man. Like I feel like effort is something that you cannot, you don't have to teach nobody, right? You just show up every day and put your effort, put your best foot forward, right? I think if you can do that, I think you can have leaders that's in place that can help you learn your job and learn the thing that you need to know to be successful. But you got to be willing to show up, though. You got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to learn, right? And I think that's all is a personal effort thing from you that you need. So I think if you want all those things, I think you can be successful, because I think the Navy put a lot of things in place for you to be successful. You just got to want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's it, man.
So patience and effort.
Yeah. Effort.
From Damon and Damo. And I'm sure everybody else got something different.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, man, I'm ready to get to the do better, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Let's get to the do better, bro.
So,
let's get to the do better.
Let me do can I do my do better first?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Housing chiefs that I'm leaving a command, and it was an installation command. And every now and then, housing would call me about issues, whether that be horrific houses, like trash throughout your whole fucking house. People walking on trash, stepping on trash, trash in your backyard, shit out in your front, ain't supposed to be in your front. Just real nasty housing. And I'm going to say this, every single incident of this nasty housing shit was E7 and above. From different services, right? E7 and senior, more so, right? Let me be correct in speaking, right? So E7 and senior, these nasty ass houses. Now, I'm sure it ain't all, but to me, for E7 and senior, it shouldn't be any. Like, we need to get our shit together. Literally, we need to get our shit together, because it's nasty as hell, and that's not the way we should be leading. I should not be reaching out. If you're a chief or senior chief, I should not be reaching out to your CMC, letting them know that we about to kick you out because you don't know how to clean your house and you don't know how to take out trash. Some of these people had to call trucks to take trash out of their house. Services. You know what I mean? So we gotta do better. We gotta be the example at all times, everywhere we go. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Do better. That's do better right there, man. My do better this time, man, is about it's for everyone, right? It's for everyone. And it's about clips, man. It could be clips, it could be our clips. It could be clips of anybody else that's influenced. I just want you guys to know this right here, man. You know how you on a social media page and you get something that pops up and it say, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000 if you do X, Y, and Z, right? Blah, blah. You're like, damn, they going to give me $100,000. Let me click on this shit to see what they talking about. And when you click on it, it takes you in a whole nother journey, right? You start learning about it. You start knowing about it. Guess what? Listeners and everybody, that's what Damo does, man. I just want to pick it out there, man. Damo makes these clips, man, but the clips is also inviting. It's inviting everyone to freaking listen to the whole episode or listen to, the YouTube video or whatever the case may be, man. That's what we want, right? Like, I don't want everyone taking a little bit of our clip and thinking they know the whole conversation, because the conversation can go a lot of different ways when you got a lot of different people talking about the same conversation, right? So we want you guys to take a look at it, man. So my do better is, hey, with these clips, don't take these clips and try to go in on people because of a clip, right? We want you to listen to the whole conversation, then go in on us about that. Right? Because and the only reason I'm saying this because so many times, and Damo probably can say agree or disagree, but so many times somebody has commented on a clip, and then right after that clip, Damo asked them, did you look at the whole conversation? Did you look at the whole conversation? Right? Because he says that for a reason, right? Because the conversations could be just what you're thinking. We could have we could have shifted it right back to whatever you were thinking. You just didn't hear the whole thing, right? But that conversation is to invite you guys in so you guys can listen. So my do better, man. Hey, listen to the clips, man. Listen to the episode, man. And man, that's my do better, man.
Yeah. And the clips are made to do that, right? It is what it is, kind of. But like, for example, for what Damon's saying, we had a conversation about khakis and with the V-neck t-shirts and not wearing t-shirts, right? And in that conversation, Tisha talked about women with the t-shirts, like and V-necks, and what women, the regulations that were for women. And in the conversation, right, that we had in the moment, Tisha said something wrong. Like in that moment of the conversation, she said some bad information, and then she wound up coming back later on a different topic and like clarifying the information that she said, right? So when I put out the clip, I had to take Tisha part out because it was the wrong information, right? And I ain't want to put that in there. And then, like I said, like 25 minutes later or something, she corrected herself, or 10 minutes later. So the clip like specifically talks about, it says khaki, but it talks about only men, right? Because the lady part was edited out because Tisha, she said the wrong thing and corrected herself. So in this clip now, when you look at the comments, it's a lot of women, khaki or women leadership, like don't forget the women part. It's like we didn't. like we didn't forget the women part. It's in the episode though. It ain't in the clip. So that's like an example. That's kind of like in it. But again, we know what clips do. But they also, they promotional things. It's for promotion. It's for you to tap in and kind of hear what all we talk about. And if you do, you would know that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what clips do. They supposed to start engagement and feel complete and make people say it is whatever it is they want to say about it. But we definitely urge y'all that like a minute of a 2.5 hour episode is not going to do the 2.5 hour episode any justice. And I promise that I try my best to like put all the vanilla shit in the clips, because I know for sure that like some of the stuff we say outside the clips is like some real shit and, it's impactful or whatever like that. So the clips don't even really be all that to me. Like every now and then it might be a good one. Like people went crazy about like an FMF Corman clip. You know what I mean? And then a week later we put out a whole detailing conversation. That FMF Corman shit was crazy. And shout out to Josh and Sean, man. 2 great episodes back to back. And honestly, 3 episodes really back to back that really did a lot of good things for the listeners. Book of the week, Lincoln on Leadership, right? So our mess had the Chief Selects read a book called Lincoln on Leadership, Executive Strategies for Tough Times by Donald T. Phillips. And I wanted to get ahead of the fray. So I read the book. I did the audio book. It was good. It was really, really good about Abe Lincoln. It started out with him going into the presidency and the state of the presidency at the time, and ended pretty much just, it didn't end like talking about his death or nothing like that, but it just ended in a really good way. Somewhere in the middle, it was a lot of war stuff that didn't keep my interest, but in the end, it went back to who he was, how he spoke, and what he prioritized when it came to these kind of discussions and conversations. It affirmed what I think we all know, that Abe Lincoln is one of the best leaders that we ever had in history. And also he was a revolutionary leader. I would argue that he revolutionized the open door policy. He revolutionized how a leader should talk to people, and he also revolutionized the presidential office in America. It was kind of like in question before he went and took the office. And it's crazy because this was before airplanes, right? So motherfuckers had to travel to the Capitol where they became the president. Like it might take a couple months to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way for a 6-month journey. Go be the president in a time of war, bro. But he was a president in a time of war. And he, it's a lot in there about like just him being tall and his voice being pitchy and, just on surface face value, it's like, yo, is this the guy? Because George Washington was a little different. People knew he was the guy, right? But for Abe Lincoln, it was like, yo, this dude looked a little weird. He looked different. But then his method, and one of the things about him that I pulled quick was that he was on the battlefield with his troops all the time. Like not all the time, but a whole lot. And he also had this open door policy where like anybody could come talk to him. So he knew he didn't get like a bird's eye view of shit. He got a ground level view. But he knew at the bird, they called it the ivory tower, but he knew at the bird's eye level, the ground level shit. So he making decisions based off of what he knows, that boots on the ground, seeing, doing, feeling, hearing, and smelling. So that just gave him a whole lot more of an advantage out there as a leader. And then he would know his generals that wasn't doing shit like, yo, he not there with his people, this, that. So he really was in sync with his people. Another thing he used was humor. He used humor a lot to kind of disarm people, right? So he had a disarming kind of quality when it came to humor, and that helped his leadership as well. So he was a person, he was not like just this office. He was a person, and he was personable. He was a real good leader who, again, like I said, we credit him a lot for the slavery, right? I know Black people, like specifically, we give Abe Lincoln a lot of credit for him being a major player in the abolishment of slavery and stuff like that. He was also a major player in a lot of things, like I said, like revolutionizing that job that a president does. Like he redefined it, man. And what I love when a leader could come somewhere that's pre-established and redefine that shit. You know what I mean? And, we all hope and aspire to be able to do that. Like, man, he changed the game. And that's what Abe Lincoln did. I get a book of 4 out of 5 based off the fact that I kind of got lost in when they got deep into the war stuff. But again, like I said, he was dope, man. He wrote letters to people. He told people when he was wrong about them. He gave people flowers when they still could smell it. Like he was super intentional. He did the work. He did what you're supposed to do. And he also led, like you said, Damon, earlier about your season. He kind of didn't have he led, let me say that right. But he kind of didn't have a shut off, man. Like motherfuckers ain't know what time this dude went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He was working. So Lincoln on Leadership, read it before your chiefs must tell you have to. It's a really good book.
Good shit, man. I like it. It seems like a pretty good book, man. But yeah, man, you're gonna have to do a lot of editing on this one, Damo. But I just want you guys to know, man, Mississippi, stand up.
Yeah, I might not edit it, man. We might keep it. I had this soundbite, man, but I can't do nothing.
And I say this affectionately. You might be one of the dumbest folks on the planet Earth.
I ain't had nothing for that, man. I'm gonna figure something out, man.
Oh, we gonna get one, man. No, you should probably.
I'm trying to tell y'all, don't worry about what people say about you.
You probably should have hit it on over 2-star general.
Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna leave y'all with the motivation, y'all. We're gonna leave y'all with the motivation. Let's get it.
Y'all, don't worry about what people say about you. They're going to try to belittle you. They're going to try to satellize your name. They're going to try to sabotage you. They're going to just try to do anything they're trying to do to destroy you.
I wanted to become the combination between Denzel and Will Smith. And some way, somehow, I was able to accomplish that.